in the green room before we go live. Gives them kind of a chance to get a sneak peek what we're going to talk about. We'll close the books
All
on
right.
week 3, get ready for week 4, and I believe in about 10 seconds it'll be 3 o'clock. And guys, will introduce our special guest for this week. We have
Hey,
a
you
brand.
can't be uglier than me.
Well,
That's in my
I don't
contract.
know. I don't know. We
That's in
can
my
try.
contract, man.
I
Come
don't
on.
know. We can try. It is in your contract. Yeah. Well,
Get with the program. Hey, and put that shine off your dome, man. What the hell is that?
no, I like that
Okay.
picture in the background, man.
Well, no, the picture in the background is though, but it's obscured by that shine off the dome, man. What's up?
That's good. That's good TV, man. I got 3
Hey.
o'clock.
Like I say, that's show dog right there.
Yeah, it is. Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the rats are tired already.
Man,
Going on the wires.
stupid buffer, man. It worked fine. And then you go,
Yeah. Sure.
damn video.
Karma.
That's Panthers colors. That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't buffer like your friggin' video did, but you know,
They almost
Yeah.
did.
They came
barfed just
buffing.
about as bad, though.
Yeah. Oh man.
Come on.
I think the only time they buffered was when they saw all of the friggin' food at the buffets, buffer and buffet. That's about it, because they were alive the entire friggin' weekend, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's up,
Did-
cool kid?
Did you see Pink Fanfare after?
Yes. Did you not watch my show last night?
No, I didn't get a chance to. I had a family issue I was dealing with on Sunday.
I'm sorry, but yeah, no, we didn't do our. I took pictures, but it was the picture that was on my YouTube, and I'm only talking because it's still buffering.
Yeah, well, we're gonna cut that off. All right, welcome everyone to NFL Nation Live. It is what it is. I'm not really sure why things are doing what they're doing, but in any case, we got to close the books on week 3. Get ready for week 4. We'll introduce to you our very special guest here in just a moment before we get to all the craziness. Wayne, welcome to the show. What are your quick first thoughts, my friend?
My quick first thoughts, I just want to shout out the Black Hole for that incredible march to victory and for Raider Nation showing up and showing out. The results weren't acceptable, but we showed that we can get loud up in that dome. So shout out to the nation.
Okay. That's all you got?
That's it, bro.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm pretty sure Captain Jack's ready. I'm almost certain our special guest is ready. Question, Wayne? Bye later. Are you ready?
I'm on overtime, bro. Let's get this done.
No freaking out. On the clock. Well, we got that one to work. Welcome, everyone, to NFL Nation Live, our Week 4 show. Ref Guru, along with the legendary Pirate Captain Jack, the Hall of Famer Wayne Violator Mabry, and our very special guest. I believe he's a Browns fan. Wayne, why don't you do us the honors of introducing Mr. Ray?
Everybody out there, here's a friend of mine, good brother, and don't hate on him because he's a Browns fan, but this guy's also a Hall of Famer. We went in together,
Sweet.
Class of 21.
Awesome. Congrats.
And what an event. You know, the last class introduced by Mr. David Baker, so that was quite the honor, and it'll never be the same up there again. But anyway, without further ado, Show Dog, bark for him.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. That's all y'all
Wow.
gonna be hearing. That's all y'all gonna be hearing this weekend in Vegas. So get ready.
Cleveland Brownies. Okay, so let's talk. Let's talk about you a little bit. Ray, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you on. Tell us a little bit about you, how you got to be a Browns fan, all that cool stuff behind you there, and give us a scoop, man.
So, well, let's take the first question. First of all, thank you guys for having me. Seeing that we will be facing off this coming weekend. But one of your first questions was, how did I become a Browns fan? Well, I was born into it.
See?
Legend has it, the day that I was born, the doctor went to smack me, and I looked up real quick and noticed that he had on his Pittsburgh Steelers mask. So I smacked him before he smacked me.
Yeah.
That's how we roll. That's how we roll over here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I live next to you in Indiana, so I know how it goes over there. Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on being a Cleveland Browns fan. I think it's pretty cool. Talk to us a little bit about that. Some of that stuff you got sitting there on the wall behind you. It looks pretty cool.
Well, so going back to the Hall of Fame thing, for super fans, I was a little reluctant to even enter because, the majority of the people like Violator, they dress up and they look really cool at the games. And that's my whole claim to fame is my whole house is a museum. So a couple of things you see behind me, like the big picture, Kodak took that picture during the '64 championship game.
Yeah.
They blew it up and they presented it to
Sweet.
then owner Art Modell, and it hung on his wall until he moved the team in '95.
And how did you get that?
Well, so after the team left, they pretty much had a flea market sale at the stadium. I mean,
No way.
Everything,
Wow.
bleacher seats, uniform. I mean, you name it, they were selling it. So.
Wow.
I wasn't fortunate enough to get it, but I got it from the guy who got it. So I got it off of him, and then it took me about 4 or 5 years to get the whole team to sign it. The whole 64 team to sign it.
That's amazing.
That's
That's
awesome.
an incredible piece right there. The Jim Brown jersey, is that autographed as well?
That's autographed, and it's also there. You got some very talented artists out there that can paint right on the uniform. So what you're seeing, that image that you see on the uniform, that's painted directly onto the uniform.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's awesome.
Wow. That's
Good stuff,
incredible.
man.
So who nominated you for the Hall of Fame?
Jim Brown.
Oh, wow.
Don't get no better.
Hey, came to this house right here. I mean, dude, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it.
You think?
I know
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
Oh my
so,
God.
So yeah, it was, and Wayne can vouch for it. What they do is they downplay it, almost to like, hey, we're just gonna come out and do a quick interview, take some pictures.
Yeah. And then he's
No.
got Howie Long at his freaking front door.
Right, exactly. Everybody knew that he was coming except me and Wayne. We didn't have a clue.
Not a clue, bro.
And you got Jim Brown at your front door.
Jim Brown at my front door. As a matter of fact, we had to reshoot it because the first one I just stood there because I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I know my gummies aren't kicking in now, so yeah, I couldn't wrap my head around it.
The first take, you wet your pants, so they allowed you to go back and change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. That's insane. That's an incredible story. Yeah, I got goosebumps thinking about it too. One of the first players I remember seeing on television back in the day was
Right.
and my dad had a painting of Jim Brown against the Cardinals that he got when he was in the Navy, hung in his office. Go ahead.
I have that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do. It was against. It's from the mid '60s.
Yeah, he's in color and the Cardinals are in black and white. I lost that picture somewhere along the way. I'd give anything to have it back now. But that hung in his office in New York when he was in the Navy, and again when he was in Virginia Beach. He passed it along to me, and somewhere in one of the moves, I don't know what happened to it, but I miss that to this day. That's one piece of memorabilia that I don't have that I wish to this day that I had back. But it wasn't signed. But
I know where it went. It was those friggin' movers, because guaranteed.
Probably.
No, seriously. When you move from in the Navy and the military, there are little things that you find missing each time you move. And there will be, if you don't keep an eye, I mean, like right all over the movers, stuff will be taken away.
Yeah, but that's the one piece. But anyway, that's a terrific story. Congratulations on being in the Hall of Fame, for being an elite fan.
Salute, brother. Salute. Yes, sir.
You're in good company here. You know, I'm just a lazy flag throwing ref. I don't really. I mean, Wayne's story and my story are very similar in how we became Raiders fan. Wayne's been to my house. He knows that it's pretty much a Raiders or football in general museum as well. But all of us go back a long way in this game, and it's just great to hear that aspect of it, especially from Cleveland, because you hear a lot of things about Cleveland, but you don't hear stuff like that. So that's a hell of a story. Well, thanks for joining us. Let's try to get through week 3 as best we can. New England went into New York to take on the Jets. Aaron Rodgers took care of business. You guys, I think the Patriots are on the clock. The Jets may be on the move. They're going to be chasing the Bills for a little bit. But what did you see out of that game that you liked? I think that we said before, New York had to go in, play San Francisco in week 1. This is a 49er team that been to a couple Super Bowls. Was pretty tough to go in there when they didn't have a lot of chemistry, but they got it done in Tennessee 2 weeks ago, and then a short week on Thursday night that you got the division win against the Patriots. I think the Jets team probably going to have some few people that don't want to play them about right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, offensively, they didn't really light it up, but Aaron Rodgers was a surgeon against that New England defense, and showing that he still has mobility after that Achilles injury. So, I had doubts that he could get around, but he was very elusive in the pocket.
Yeah, well, he's got the Jets 14th in scoring now after 3 weeks, which isn't bad, right?
Not bad.
So they're in the middle of the pack, if you will, but they're moving up. I like where the Jets are going. The one team we hadn't really been able to figure out was the New York Giants, but somehow they got it done in Cleveland last week. They've got Dallas this week on a short week, but and Dallas is going to have to figure out what to do with some of those players on the Giants offense. But what happened to the Browns? I mean, it was a close game, 6 points, I think, or so. I kind of expected them, I know, to win at home. So I'm not sure if Cleveland had a trap game. They got some people banged up, quarterback issues. What's going on in Cleveland?
I want to hear about it from the
Come
horse.
on, Ray.
And being that I was at the game, with any team, it always starts up front. You had a guard playing tackle, you had the center playing guard, and they had me playing center. So you can imagine what the teams was like.
There's a big hole up the middle, you're saying.
No, they upgraded. They upgraded, man.
This is the problem that I see. So you have a head coach, Kevin Stefanski, and he did the exact same thing to Baker that he's doing to Watson. He doesn't change. It doesn't matter whatever's going on. He sticks to his game plan and he doesn't change. So what he should have done, instead of these long developing plays, getting his quarterback killed. I mean, come on, a record 8 times he got sacked in that game. Yeah. I mean, at some point the light bulb or something should have came on, and he should have said, well, hey, let me do some quick hitting routes. Let me do some roll up. It was almost like he was playing vanilla and he didn't want to show his hand, because it's like everything was basic. And that's just, they changed a little bit in the second half, but that first half was unbearable.
Yeah, it's these are games you got to win at home, and it was a interconference game, if you will, AFC, NFC. These are games you got to win at home, and it looks like Garrett's a little dinged up now too.
He is. I mean, they made what's the quarterback's name? Dave Jones? Is that his name? Jones?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. Hey, Daniel Jones was looking like Tom Brady back there. He was having all day long. Wow. He was back there ordering a beer, tying his shoes. He had all day long. I mean, it was hard to watch.
So we're gonna get to your game this week against the Raiders in Las Vegas, but I just kind of expect a little bit more out of Cleveland, because they lost in week 1 against Dallas. Nobody really knows in week 1 what you've got, but then they went down to Jacksonville and beat the Jaguars. Of course, I guess everybody's beating the Jaguars now, but we kind of sort of thought Jacksonville might rebound. They didn't get it done. Cleveland looked like maybe they had shaken off that week 1 loss, and then that loss at home against the Giants got to hurt a little bit. You got to go to Las Vegas this week, but the thing about it is, You do have that loss into AFC against Jacksonville, and you've got another one, of course, this week against the Raiders, but you haven't played any division games yet.
No.
So I think it's going to be really interesting. For the most part, everybody in the AFC North essentially still has their destiny in front of them, if you will. I know the Bengals are 0-3, Baltimore's 1-2, as is Cleveland, but Pittsburgh is a questionable 3-0. I think at best. We're going to find out, I think, a lot about the Steelers this week when they have to go to Indianapolis and play a pretty pissed off Colts team. I'm not sure Pittsburgh's going to survive that one, but it'll be really interesting to see how the AFC North continues to put out there. Richie Rich A says the Browns need to readjust their scheme to use more inline blocking with their tight ends. Helps out the offensive line. I wouldn't adjust to that, but maybe they should start at center, huh? But anyway, all right, Chicago went into Indianapolis, got beat by the Colts. Not a surprise there. What I was really surprised at really is the Colts didn't put up more points. I think the Bears got a cheap touchdown late. This is the Bears team, y'all. It's in big trouble. And a Colts team, we don't quite know what we have yet. We might know a little bit more after this week. Bears on the clock?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would put them on the clock.
Yeah. Ed says they're on the clock, so there you go. Yeah. I just think the Bears. I mean, Khalib is not going to win them any Super Bowls. I think the Bears are in trouble. They do get Keenan Allen back maybe this week. Maybe that will help some with the deep ball against the Rams. But there's a LA team that played some inspired football last week. They do that again this week. The Bears are in trouble, but it'll be interesting to see how LA does in Chicago. Houston went into Minnesota, got their lip smacking butts kicked by the Vikings. Is the Vikings team really that good? Houston, the trap game, doesn't really care. Looking ahead to Jacksonville. What happened to the Texans, man?
I don't know about this one. I watched that one later after I got home, and it just seemed to me that Sam Darnold, who has been thrown in the trash heap on several teams, couple of teams anyway. This kid was like razor focused. And he just used the talent around him. He made it look like he's playing backyard football.
Yeah, so it's like Jim Plunkett.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. I was going to say reclamation projects.
Yeah,
second or your third team.
Yeah.
Plunkett, even Gannon. You got the experience, and you find the right niche, and look how you can perform.
Yeah.
Mike, what happened to the Raiders game? Did we win? No.
We'll let you know in a minute.
Yeah, we'll let you know in a minute. Well, the Texans, I think, this is an interconference game on the road. If you're going to blow something, do it big time. Get that loss out of the way. Get it out of your system. Get it to a game, essentially, that really, quote, doesn't matter. They've got a good lead in the division now, even though they haven't played in the division. Well, they played the Colts. They've got Jacksonville this week. They take down the Jags. They're going to be in really good shape. They can put that Minnesota loss behind them. But the Vikings now are 3-0, right? What's up with the Vikings? Are they better? They're going to find out this week how good they are when they have to go to Lambeau to play the Packers. That game's in Green Bay, I think, right?
Should be a physical game, that one.
Wait a minute. Where's it? Yeah, it's in Green Bay.
Yeah.
So we'll find out just how good the Vikings are this week when they actually play somebody. But Minnesota's 3-0. You can't argue that. There was some helmet smacking going on in New Orleans where the Eagles went down there and took care of business. You know what? They just beat the holy crap out of the Saints. Kamara's bruised up. The whole Saints team's bruised up. That Eagles team looked like they were pissed off.
They were pissed off from that embarrassing home loss the previous week.
Yeah.
So remember, we call it on the show. They're going to go down there and give New Orleans a bowl full of gumbo.
Well, I'll tell you, they did.
The
Saints don't know what hit them.
But they crawled and scutterbugged out, limped and had all. They went down to Bourbon Street immediately afterward and soaked all that wound.
Well, Kulkev says that Carr gave it up again, and he did. This was a Saints game that the Saints team essentially gave this game away. They let the Eagles hang around. They couldn't finish them off. Another field goal would have almost done them in, but Philadelphia just did not give up. You got to credit the Saint defense only gave up 15 points, but when you only score 12, you're going to get beat, right?
Oh yeah.
This that's the Raiders. The Chargers went into Pittsburgh and found out what it's like to play the Steelers at home. The Chargers, they wouldn't say they got the crap beat out of them because it wasn't like it was 44-0. This is Steelers team's really still not scoring enough points yet, from my opinion, from my perspective, and we're going to see just exactly how good they are or not against. I think Indianapolis is one of the better teams that will have played so far, but the Chargers on the road for the second week in a row couldn't get it done and actually got beat up a little bit.
Yeah, they were definitely banged up over there, and I wanted to speak on that. We're seeing all these injuries, some season ending.
Yep.
And when we say the game has gotten soft, to me, just personally, I've never played in the NFL, but when these guys aren't practicing in pads, preparing for battle, when you get in battle, then it's like you got hit with an AK-47 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. They say it's pretty tough to hit it hard when you're playing it soft, right?
Exactly.
Just ask the refs in that game against the Chiefs, man. There was some really bad officiating this week. Blatant calls in Dallas and Atlanta. We can get to that if you want to. Denver went into Tampa Bay and beat the faux Pirates. Cap, what the hell happened there?
Hey, Tampa, aka fake Pirates, you had one job.
Yeah.
One friggin' job.
Yeah.
Is to be an AFC West opponent, not us. But
that's 0-2.
AFC West, and you couldn't even friggin' do that. I think Baker Mayfield was like scripting out all of those commercials he used to have when he was with the Browns, and then he was like, "Where's the cameras? But he screwed up." And I was gonna say the fake Pirates disappointed me. The one time that I'm going to root for the fake Pirates.
They only scored 7 points. I don't understand what happened there. This is the same situation at home that it felt like the Texans had on the road. Interconference games, they just didn't show. But you got to win your games at home. We can excuse the Texans going into Minnesota getting beat.
Right.
Interconference game on the road, okay. You can shake that one off. But Tampa, you got to win your home games. Tampa couldn't do that.
He's a friggin' rookie.
Richie Uche says the refs in Tampa look like they're on roids. We need testing on the refs. We need a lot of we need a lot of testing on the refs, not the least of which is that can't run the ball and stop the run. Yep.
I guess if they looked like they were on roids, Hockley must have been the referee for that game. I'm just guessing.
I don't think he was in Tampa Bay. You talking about Tampa Bay's game?
Yeah, was Sean? Because he's talking about roids on refs.
That was Alan X crew.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like what direction you go? You went that way.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Exactly. Green Bay went into Tennessee, beat the Titans. As the Titans team now that's hurting. They need a win this week in Miami. That'll be an interesting game against a couple teams that we don't know what's going on there. Packers now look like they're ready to play Minnesota this week.
Like I said, that's a black and blue division, so it's going to be some paint scraping going on. Look for a physical game right here.
Yeah.
And I think Love is still out. Am I correct?
He practiced this week. This is a division game at home against Minnesota. If he's capable of playing, they're going to play him. But I don't know. It doesn't look like they need him at the moment. But I think he might be day to day. But again, it's a division game at home. If you're anything but minus 2 knees and a leg, you're probably going to play a division game, especially at home. The game nobody wants to talk about, the Panthers went into Las Vegas and beat the Raiders. I don't know what to tell you about this one. We didn't really get jobbed by the officials, which was nice, but we got jobbed by the Panthers. So it's either one or the other. Sometimes it's both. You guys were there. I was pretty much done with that game after it was 14-0. And I don't know. I have no clean language that I can use on this show for that debacle in Las Vegas.
Well, I'm going to try to go ahead, Cal.
No, I'm just going to say you without clean go ahead, violator, because I'm going to keep it as clean. I will not swear. I swear I will not swear, but I want violator to spew, and then I will be right behind him.
Well, like I said, kudos to the fan base. They showed up, they showed out, they were loud. All the energy that a team would need from your home crowd, and our team just kind of like coasted through this game. To me, it started looking ugly that first drive. They had no resistance going downfield, and I'm thinking these guys
made Andy Dalton look like a Pro Bowler again.
Andy freaking Dalton, and I'm like, where's Charles Woodson to come off the corner and just knock him silly? No pressure on Dalton. He looked like the Statue of Liberty most of the day. And then when he gashed us running, you could have drove a 16, 18-wheeler through there. So it was just bad performances on both sides of the ball, but no sense of urgency from the team. And that's what was so frustrating. And I was totally pissed with that.
Well,
just a bad performance.
This is a game you got to win, right?
Yes,
you got a Panthers team that the dead last in scoring, not anymore, thanks to us, but was dead last in scoring coming into the game. Couldn't probably find a visitor's locker room if you walked them over there. Took the field, just kicked the crap out of us. It was like, you got to be kidding me, right? Go ahead, Jimmy.
Hey, well, here's hoping that the Raiders can repeat that performance this weekend.
No, here's not to that.
Yeah.
Not to that. Let me grab this flag, man. No, man. That's man.
I got one here for you.
We'll get to your insipid comments later. I want to talk about the game in question. Okay.
Yeah.
Just sit down, Prisby. Let the men do the talking here. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remember that. Hey, as Violator said, the crowd was there. I mean, and it was a blacked out house.
Yes,
there was little bits and specks of blue. Okay. And so the crowd was there, but I don't know where the team was. Because this is the roller coasters of the high and low. You get a game that you give away in LA. You come back in the fourth quarter down 10 twice against Baltimore. Proud to say I was there. And I'm expecting something great against a team that rightfully you should run. But who was that guy that last week said that with Dalton playing, this is a game that
some faux pirate was yammering about it.
Some guy with some vision and sage and know-how said this is the game. Just like going to Chicago and the Raiders got their ass whooped in Chicago. Just like going to New York and getting rained on and crapped over by a Jets team that didn't expect anything. I said, this is the game. And when Andy Dalton was there, and you could see what a quarterback could do that could just pick you. And again, it was all the quarterback. And then Chuba Hubbard looked like the second coming of Earl Campbell. Just kept smacking him and going. And then Thielen catching everything. And Deontay Johnson, I mean, all they did was run slant cross all the day. Yeah. And we couldn't have nothing for it. And I was like saying, okay, it's 21-7 at the half. Let's see what we can do. And they did nothing in the second half coming out. And by the time you got midway through the third quarter, I said, this game's done.
You know what? That touchdown to Thielen seemed like it took the smoke out of the whole system at that point, right? Wasn't that right before the half? Yeah. And they're all like screwing around going, oh, we'll just take it into the locker room. And they popped one that deep. That son of a gun caught that ball for the touchdown. It just seemed like total shock to them at that point.
Right in front of me too. It was a hell of a catch. It was
a great catch. Yeah.
Right in front of me.
Yeah, I happened to be walking through the living room when I saw that, and I saw Dalton let that go, and I'm thinking, man, that's a beautiful pass. Too bad there won't be anybody there to catch it. And next thing you know, Thielen's just like, bam, hits the ground. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And from that point on, it was just like, well, there you go.
But pretty dismal home opener. I'll just put it that way. So I kind of reflected on what Baltimore's fans must have felt like.
Well, all I can say is they better fix it. They better fix it fast. AP after the game's like, well, some people made some business decisions, and so we're going to make some. Well, why don't you start making some with your freaking coaching staff, man? I don't know why the hell they think their OC knows anything about football. I don't even think the guy could manage a minor league baseball team, much less a pro football team. I don't know what's going on there. You saw that tweet out. The guy that took the picture from an old video game from the 80s saying that they leaked the Raiders playbook online. Did you guys see that? There's a guy out there on Twitter took a picture of, you know, one of those old rudimentary games from the 80s. Well, yeah, and he took a picture of a couple of offensive plays from that video game, put it out there and said, "Oh, breaking news, Raiders playbook gets leaked on the internet." Well, duh.
Wait a second. That probably would not have been, well, obviously we know it's fake because the Raiders ran power blocking back in the 70s. Yes. They're not power blocking. And it goes, crappy play calling, but the offensive line is not doing their job as far as what they should, in my estimation, and I'm no lineman.
So right? why do they still have Powers at guard?
Sorry?
Why is JP still at guard?
Well, first off, that was his first game that he played.
Yeah.
That was his first game, and he didn't even come. He didn't even come in until like for like the extra points and stuff because I was still looking for him. I said, "Oh, he ain't playing that." But yeah, he came in on the extra points, and I am ashamed to say this, but I will be forthright and honest. I have never walked out of a game before it ended until Sunday. And with 4 minutes to play, I started heading for the exit because I had to go somewhere, and I knew it was going to take me a while because my legs were not working right? So I walked. I didn't even see Aiden O'Connell play, and I was amazed when I heard about it. I'm like, he didn't play. They're like, what? Yeah, he played in the last. Well, I didn't see it. Anyway, JPJ played, and Glaze played, and I'm like, these are the guys that need to be in there because Glaze played pretty well.
Pretty good.
For a rookie at right tackle. Yeah. If JPJ was playing, we need to incorporate these guys. And I tell you what, I don't know where the hell they got. Well, I know where they got Clegg from. They got him from the Niners. But I'm telling you, they need to revamp the scheme there.
Yeah.
Or get rid of his ass. Yeah. And then they need to tell. And then Philbin needs to just
come on, talk about it.
Go up with Getz. He said, "Come here, man. I'm going to give you noogies until you figure this crap out." I'm watching my tongue. I'm being nice.
Yeah.
But the scheme sucks and the O-line play sucks. The defense just gets tired every game, and then you got Max hobbled. That's it. That's the short version. I know I went overtime, but I'm sorry.
Cool Gav's got some points in there. He says if the Raiders beat the Browns, Ray needs to come on the show and do the Icky Wood shuffle. Shuffle. I got two things I want to say about that, but the other one was Getsy, the new Tom Walsh. No, he's not not even close, and he's not even like number 10 behind Trustman, for crying out loud. Speaking of which,
so had an offense. It sucked, but he had an offense.
Yeah. So Ray, did I tell you the story where I actually almost knocked Icky Woods down?
No.
Yeah. So I'm at an alumni event, right? And it was raining like crazy. We were going down these stairs, and I'm following this big guy down the stairs, and I slipped down the stairs, and I slammed into the back of this guy. Turns around, it's Icky Woods, man. I'm about the only one that ever took Icky Woods down single-handedly. Yeah. But also wanted to mention that just for the hell of it, I've got a Hardy Nickerson jersey. Just so you know, not Hardy Nickerson. Damn. The guard that blocked for Jim Brown, Nickerson, 66. That's not Hardy.
Nickerson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gene Hickerson.
Yeah. I got a number 66 jersey. All right. Well, the Raiders sucked, and they better fix it, or it's going to get uglier than the Browns that the Cleveland is wearing on Sunday. Miami went into Seattle, got beat by the Sea Chickens. Detroit went into Arizona, took care of business. Angry Birds now got to be super angry. They got beat by the Cats this week.
I'll wait to drop that Detroit on you on the second half, so don't worry about it.
No, I thought probably you would. Yeah.
Look, Detroit they came over here in sunny Arizona, pissed off from their previous week. So, you know,
that's the problem.
I'm hoping that's the formula in the NFL now. You lose a game to get right for the next one. So
Everybody finished 8-8, right?
Yeah, 8. There you go.
Or
Just
whatever.
about that.
Well, 8-9 or 9-8.
8, 9, 9-8. Yeah,
9-8. Whatever the math is. Baltimore went into Dallas, beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys team now that's got to be probably the most pissed off team in the NFL right now. I think Derrick Henry showed Jerry Jones he should have been a Cowboy.
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You talk about meat, tenderizing the meat. Oh, man.
Yeah, he ran over their meat.
You know what what I saw with that Dallas D, and they were pretty much carrying that team. That defense has lost its teeth, man.
They have
not physical at all. And then what's more surprising to me was Parsons' play.
Yeah, that's what's going. So here's the thing. That's a good point, Wayne, because they've got essentially the same defense they have last year. What's different is Doodads in Washington, and they got Mike Zimmer.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mike Zimmer was made out to be all that, and I don't know if that's. I was never a Mike Zimmer fan. I didn't like him when he was in Cincinnati. I didn't like him when he was in Minnesota. I didn't like him when he was wherever else he was. Okay. I think they could have done a lot different with that, but I don't know. It's going to cost McCarthy his job to keep playing like that.
That's because Mr. Jones ain't going to put up with much more of that. It's when your team looks like a pile of dunks in front of your home crowd, everybody knows that feeling, and it goes all the way up top.
You just kind of wonder what would have happened if Bill Belichick were running that team right now.
Somebody looking for a coach.
Did somebody call Billy?
Yeah, Coach B.
Just keep me in mind. I'll report it later on. I'm available. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Yeah, I saw you this week on Inside the NFL. You were chatting it up pretty good. San Francisco went into LA, got beat by the Rams. The Rams really shouldn't have won this game. San Francisco gave it away. They are and will be without McCaffrey for a while, but it was not pretty at all for the 49ers. But they got
I saw what you did there was not pretty for the 49ers.
Yeah. I know, right? Oh, well, good. I'm glad you did because, you got to pay attention on this show because you never know what's going to hit you. But the Rams special teams is what did the 49ers in. I just think the 49ers were not ready to play this game. They should have won, didn't win. Now all we got to find out if the Rams want to salvage their season by going to Chicago this week, beating the Bears. The 49ers, man, they better figure it out. They're going to be at home against New England in a game they can win. So what do you think, guys? The 49ers just got outplayed.
They got outplayed. Even as banged up as the Rams are, they still got outplayed physically, and that was shocking to me. McCaffrey was out, blah, blah, blah. But they still have a lot of weapons. Oh, Kittle was also out. And I think that threw the whole offense off. They could never get their footing. And,
I mean, Rite Aid and CVS was out of tape. The Rams had so many people banged up. And then they just got beat by special teams. But that's, you got to play for 60 minutes and sometimes 65. Kansas City went into Atlanta along with the officials and beat the Falcons. They beat the Falcons because the officials didn't call one of the most egregious high calls I've ever seen in the history of football. That was just ugly. But the Falcons really shouldn't have been in a position to where the ref's going to take the game for you. But man, I tell you what, the babysitting that the Chiefs gets just getting on my nerves.
It's a little worn out, and
now it's getting on your nerves. You're about 3 years too late.
The thing that gets me, and I want to hear Ray's opinion on this too. The thing that gets me, and we don't want to step on any toes, but
go ahead.
It's insulting. Yeah, I'm going to stomp on it. It's insulting to older fans who have seen, played, and know the game for this entertainment value BS to keep continuing. And to say it's not favoritism, it's like, come on, who are you kidding?
And it is, and the thing that pisses me off, Wayne, in parallel to what you're saying, is that the NFL has gone so overboard on the entertainment value that they don't even care about the integrity of the game anymore. Right. We're one folding chair away from being a WWE, and it just pisses me off too. And the officiate, the call in Dallas where that whatever that was with Dak Prescott should have been a safety. That one didn't cost anybody the game because the Ravens still won it, although they forked up that call about as bad as you could fork up a call. That should have that whole, we could spend half an hour on that call and why it was forked up, but it was just a bad call. It should have been intentional grounding, and it should have been a penalty in the end zone for safety. Instead, they called that it wasn't intentional grounding because somebody caught it. Well, the guy that caught it's ineligible. So technically, it's a completed pass to an ineligible receiver. Right. So they went with that. I'm like, really? What is this, high school? I mean, JV officials aren't going to call that. But the no DPI call against the Chiefs in Atlanta just really it's not even trying to fake it anymore. Yeah, and speaking of fake, go ahead, Jake.
Wait a second. I just got to say, did you see the AI Kirk Cousins interview about the game? Because I didn't realize it was AI until somebody, you read in the comments, you said, dude, schmuck, look up, it says AI. And it's Kirk Cousins talking about, well, it's kind of hard to play the Chiefs when you're playing the Chiefs and the officials and the effed up. Well, I don't know if he said effed up, but it was implied. It was just how. But you're listening to the press conference, and I'm like, my jaw dropped. I'm like, man, this guy's going to get shellacked with fines. And then I see it's an AI.
Right. Exactly.
And but it was true. Everything that the AI was saying about how, the last call, it said, well, of course they're gonna, if my name was Pat Mahomes, I would have gotten that call. But go look for it. It's Kirk Cousins press conference, and it's beautiful because it's so friggin' true.
Interesting. Yeah, NFL keeping Taylor Swift happy. Indeed, they are.
I saw that.
Well, that's delicate.
That's part of the show, I guess. And if whoever writing this show already knows how it's going to end, so it's somebody said sports entertainment. Well, just take the entertainment off and just call it sports.
Let's go hit something. Speaking of faking it, Jacksonville went into Buffalo, got beat by the Bills, 37-point blowout. This is a Jacksonville team, guys, that is in serious trouble.
Yeah, well, Buffalo had something to prove too, and I guess the Cats were just happened to be the victims that night. It wasn't even close.
Well, Ray's hoping for a win for Buffalo this week too. Washington went to Cincinnati, beat the Bengals. I didn't see this coming. I had the Bengals at home. And this one, somehow the Commodores found their way through the jungle in 64 to Bengals. This is a Washington team now that's actually maybe better than we thought. Is this Bengals team as bad as we think they are at 0-3?
Yeah. By the way, Ray,
they're pretty bad.
Yeah, I figured you're going to have something to say about that. I think the Bengals are in serious trouble. If they lose again this week, they're probably on the clock. Because even though they haven't played any division games yet, they're not going to be able to salvage probably an 0-4 start.
And they're getting hit hard with the injury bug also. And
well, they need to figure something out, Wayne, because this is the second year in a row where they've been starting the season with people banged up. It's like, what are they doing in the off season? They're not drinking enough Kool-Aid. I mean, they're getting people all banged up before they even play a game. So took Eddie D's team for gambling, and now the NFL is in bed with the DraftKings and others. Yep.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want
to. By the way, Ray, if you're wondering why I'm dancing, because every time I
thought maybe you're having a seizure. We should call it.
No. Because when we talk,
I already know why you dancing. You got the music in you.
When we talk about the Commodores, I already had, because I used to put it on, it would be the Machine Gun. You know Machine Gun from the Commodores?
Yeah, I thought you were jamming the brick house, Red.
It goes right from Machine Gun to Brick House. I'm being like, yeah, baby, I'm dancing my ass off right in my feet right there. So you know it, Dad. Just in case. It's like, what is this guy having a seat? But no, that's what you picked up on.
You give a dog a bone and he just goes to the pound.
No, that's AC/DC.
Oh, okay.
It is giving the dog a bone.
What's up, Anna?
Okay. If you say so, sure. I was,
It is. I know my music.
Oh, I know you do. Yeah, and your movies.
And my movies.
What's up, Johnny? Yeah. What's up, Johnny Perea in the house? What's up?
All right. Week 4 is coming up tomorrow night. Dallas going to go into New York and play the Giants. This Giants team now that is a little tricky, but Dallas is also 1-2 after having dropped a couple of games at home. Who do you like in this one? You like Dallas on the road to finally clean things up, or do you think the Giants will actually figure out a way to win this one?
I've got Dallas. Go ahead, Ray.
Hey, after watching the Giants, they're not that good. I mean, all Dallas have to do is pressure. And seriously, they have to do
That's
pressure.
a good point. Yeah, I agree. I don't think anybody wants Dallas this week after that loss at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got Dallas on the road.
Yeah, I just don't think anybody wants Dallas this week. I don't care who you are.
How about them Cowboys going to go and whip ass in the Meadowlands? I know it used to be a toxic dump. That's where they should put all of the Giants players. You just need to dig down deep under the Meadowlands to all that nasty crap that's in there, all that nuclear waste, all that toxicity.
Jimmy Hoffa.
We're going to whoop that ass in New York. Texas said it. Yeah, and I got the right hat doing it.
You do have the right hat for this one, Tech. So it's always good to see you on the show. Appreciate your support of the Cowboys, and I'll just congratulate you right now on your free win this week. So
damn right. Yeah, remember, all the best strip clubs are in Dallas, not in Atlanta.
Are you sure? I thought okay.
Don't tell nobody, but they are in Atlanta. But
well, I'll tell you what, Dallas on defense, Dallas better figure out a couple things because there's some Giants receivers out there that look, pretty good at the moment.
What's Giants receiver? I know about a girl that's a Giant receiver, but that's another thing on there.
I was talking about wide receivers, but in your case, okay. The Saints are going to go in. The Saints are going to go into Atlanta to play the Falcons. This is a division game, of course, in the NFC South for these two teams. Both of them coming off a loss. The Falcons looked pretty good against Philadelphia, then blew one with the refs against the Chiefs. The Saints team was, kicking everybody's butt for the first couple weeks and then found an Eagles team that was pissed off. What do you guys see or like in this one? These are old rivals, go back a long way. The Saints got to go into Atlanta, hostile crowd, blah, blah, blah. The Saints going to be able to rebound in this one. As Falcons just don't seem like they've got their act together at this point. I think the Saints really should be able to win this one going away, if you will. But, if Kamara's banged up, so maybe the running game, of course, the Saints defense is still good. I think Cousins is going to have a long day.
Well, I got the Dirty Birds bouncing back. They don't have the Zebras there, taking care of the Swifties. So I got Atlanta bouncing back at home.
You think the Falcons at home? Wow.
Well, the Saints are pretty banged up from that game. So
I'm taking them at home too.
Wow, Ray's taking the Falcons at home. Okay. All right. Well, traditionally, that game is usually I can't really compare anything to Raiders Chiefs, but my point is it's a division game with a lot of history to it. So Falcons at home. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith. I don't have a lot of faith.
Happy dancing Atlanta is called the Bird. Yeah, baby.
I think Atlanta is the football pick. Kirk Cousins, man. I just can't get on the Kirk Cousins board. But
you like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
I don't think Cousins is going to be the deciding factor. I think they're going to run the ball down their throats.
Against the Saints?
Yeah.
Well, if they're going to do that, then the Saints better figure out some things on offense because they're going to need more than 12 points to beat the Falcons.
Well, they're gonna just run the ball to keep Derek Carr
and run
on the sideline of a baseball cap.
Okay.
I said DC4.
DC4.
Okay. Yeah. I
the clawless Panthers are going to go in and play the other clawless Panthers. We got a game of two alley cats that neither one looked very good. Do you like the Panthers at home? Are they as good as they looked last week against the Raiders? Bengals look as bad as they did at home against Washington? I have no idea what to do with this game.
Well, since this cat fight, I'm going to pick the Blue Cats in this one. The blue and black Cats.
Well, you certainly want to think that Andy Dalton's got a thing or two to prove against his old team, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of those games where it's like you don't see it coming, and I can't see the Bengals going 0-4. I really can't. I can't see the Bengals going 0-4. If they are going 0-4, then they will be one of the early picks to be on the clock. Surprise.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the Red Cats win on this one.
All right. Orange, you mean? The
Whatever.
other orange?
Orange, red,
Whatever.
The Who Days and the Who Dats, I can't keep them.
There you go.
That's okay.
The Who Days are in Cincy. The Who Dats are
I
get
New
them
Orleans, yeah.
in Nolans, but yeah,
Nolans,
the Who Days will go in and beat the Blue Cats.
Okay. All right.
The
0-4, Rams.
0-4. Cincinnati's going to 0-4. Trust me.
Okay. But I can't argue that.
You know that's wishful thinking, though.
Well, but that's that.
Does that work?
Nothing helps Cleveland more this week than to beat the Raiders and have the Bengals go to 0-4. I mean, with the Ravens being off and on, and the Steelers not as good as their 3-0 record would indicate, which may not stand in Indianapolis. That'd be the best case scenario for Cleveland, regardless of what Baltimore does against Buffalo or Pittsburgh does against Colts. A Bengals loss would help Cleveland more than it helps the other two teams, I think. Rams going to go into Chicago and place the Bears. This is a Rams team that is pesky. Played a really good game against their division rivals last week. A Bears team that just sort of feels like they can just show up when they want to. They get Keenan Allen back this week. Not that Caleb Williams could hit him with any passes, but would that be enough to put the Rams down against the Chicago Bears?
I think it will be. I got Chicago with a bounce-back game in front of that angry crowd at Soldiers Field.
Yeah.
Rams.
Rams. I got the Rams, man. I just –
It's hard to bet against Stafford, but, man, they're just hurting for weapons on offense. What they have points last week? They had 27 points against the 49ers, a pretty good defense.
Hey,
that's enough to beat the Bears.
They won't need it they won't need as much offense for the Rams because Wentz will probably give them 2 picks or a fumble, and they'll set them up for at least 10 to 14 points. So you got to add that to the offensive woes because Caleb Williams is just I'm glad that the Raiders did not jump up to number 1. I'm kind of leery that we didn't jump up to number 2, but I'm glad we didn't jump up to number 1.
Welcome to the NFL rookie. That's what he's going through.
Yep. Minnesota going to go into Green Bay and play the Packers. It's not quite the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field because it's only September. On the other hand, the Vikings are 3-0. The Packers are a sneaky 2-1 after that loss earlier in the season down in Brazil against the Eagles, which I don't even know why we even count that game. I guess because we have to. I don't think the Vikings are going to be ready for what they're going to find in Green Bay. I kind of like the Packers at home.
I think the X factor is Sam Darnold finally figured it out, and I just think it's only going to get better for him.
Wow,
I'm going Vikings.
Okay. I got the Sam Darnold effect too. I'm picking Minnesota on the road
to go 4-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
Minnesota goes into Lambeau and there's not a frostbite in sight.
Yeah, well, if they beat the Packers out of division game, and who's going to be looking over their shoulder now? Be the Lions. Yeah,
for sure.
Leon, goddamn, that's my buddy. I'll get to you in a minute.
We'll get to you in a minute, Frenchie. Jacksonville going to go into Houston and play a pissed off Texans team. Jacksonville goes 0-4. They're on the clock.
Right.
This really is a trap game for Houston. I mean, they're kind of licking their wounds last week from Minnesota. But again, I think you can put that interconference loss on the road behind you and get ready for a division game. They win this, they'll be up 2-0 in the division, looking pretty good. What's going on with Jacksonville? Do they have a chance to go into Houston and beat the Texans?
Not a damn chance in hell. You ain't going in to Houston and beating my boys when we're as pissed off as we should be. Even that guy knows it. You can tell by the way he's laughing. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen, man. They're going to the Houston Oil Fields without the Derricks. They're going to get the horns of the Houston Texans. We're going to barbecue their ass. That's all.
Well, it just be the one horn though, right? Because it's only on one side of the helmet.
Well, hey, if you look at the one on this side and one on this side, you got two. You must be a stupid referee. That's it. Hey, Ray, he don't know a horn and a horn is two horns.
Okay. Well, all right. So
I got Houston at home.
Doesn't look like the Jaguars are going to get the upset on this show.
No upset.
I think Houston better be ready to play. That's all I'm saying. Jacksonville's backs are up against the wall. They know that if they go 0-4, they're on the clock. And Houston better be ready to play. I think it's going to be a tough ball game. I think it's going to be 20-19.
I was just what I was going to say is I think it's going to be such a blowout. The ref is going to call Houston is giving them the business because that's
that's a new call. Like, can you challenge that call?
That call is not reviewable.
Oh yeah.
Houston is giving them the business.
Damn right.
That call is not reviewable.
Damn it, he's giving them the business.
Yeah. You can throw all the challenge flags you want on that. That's all that's going to get you is cost you a timeout and a 10-second runoff.
Exactly.
I got the challenge flag right here.
Yeah, I know you do. And we're still looking for it, by the way. Pittsburgh going to go to Indianapolis and take on the Colts. Going to go to Indianapolis and take on the Colts. This is a Pittsburgh team now. That is, thanks for being okay with that, Jay. This is a Pittsburgh Steelers team. I don't think is as good as a record, but you can't argue with it at this point. They're mixing it up, but I think this is a Colts team now that just has a few more weapons. If the Steelers can't stop the running game, and they might be able to, Richardson really at quarterback for the Colts is kind of a wild card. I actually like the Colts at home against the Steelers in this one, even though Pittsburgh's 3-0. I just don't think they're as good as the 3-0. We'll find out if they go into Indianapolis and beat the Colts. I think Steelers, you got to start asking yourself if they might be for real. I know they haven't played the Ravens yet. I know they haven't played the Browns yet. Doesn't matter whether they play the Bengals or not because the Bengals might be 0-4. But I think that the Steelers might get their train wreck this week in Indianapolis.
Well, I got picked. Go ahead, Ray.
I was just gonna say, Justin Fields. I mean, I was when the Steelers picked him up, I was like, ugh, I didn't.
Yeah, we all were. Yeah.
We didn't really know. I mean, we kind of knew, but we really didn't know what we had when he was in Chicago.
Right. That's right.
Hey, the Steelers. The thing about the Steelers, they always keep a great defense, and they have some weapons with a decent quarterback. And if Justin Fields keeps on playing like he's playing, man, as bad as I'm a Steeler hater. Hey, I just got a feeling Justin Fields is just going to keep on getting better. It's almost like Sam Darnold.
Talk about it.
I think you're absolutely right. The question then is they could end up splitting against the Browns, but can they beat the Ravens twice?
Hey, them Raiders are. I mean, the Ravens are always a tough out. Always,
yeah. Especially since they're the former Cleveland Browns anyway. I mean,
all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a shame that the Ravens have both your Super Bowl trophies. But anyway, yeah, I totally agree with you, Ray. I'm still trying to figure out what we have in this Pittsburgh Steelers team. They're playing just well enough to get it done, and that may be enough, at least for now. When it gets cold and in December, you got to run the ball and play good defense. They've got the defense. I don't know if they're going to be able to run the ball, but we'll see.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to watching that one. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, they have some offensive line issues just like we do. So that's
right.
Going to be interesting.
Right, but going into weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8, who doesn't at this point, right?
Right.
So Pittsburgh give Irsay some Heinz ketchup. Yep, and some Bob Evans gravy. Yeah.
I got the happy horseshoes at home.
The happy horseshoe. Yeah, I dated her. Let's see. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's actually true. I did date a Colts cheerleader back in the day.
There you go. See?
Yep.
Player.
Yeah. Rah, 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 sis, boom, bob, the whole 9 yards. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Denver going to go into New York and get beat by the Jets. This is not a Broncos team that's going to show up and beat the Jets like they somehow did against the faux Pirates. I think the Jets are going to actually send Denver back to Mile High with a Mile Low fever.
Yeah, I got the Jets still soaring high at home.
But the Jets, you know, here they had to go to San Francisco, which we didn't give them much chance to win. They went into Tennessee and played a Titans team that had come off a loss against the Bears. We thought they might play better, but they got that done. Then they got the short week against New England. Now they got another home game against Denver. This could be a Jets team at 3-1, and like in the NFC North, Bills might start to be looking over their shoulder. Cool Kev says Jets win, so there you go. Who else we got? The Philadelphia Eagles going to go into Tampa Bay and play a Bucs team that got beat by Denver. I think Tampa Bay just wasn't ready to play. They better be ready to play this week. If they are looking past Denver to Philadelphia, like Houston was looking past Minnesota to get to Jacksonville, I can still forgive the Houston's loss against the Vikings. The Bucs, however, they better figure it out, because if the Eagles go down there now and go 2-0 against the NFC South, the Eagles are going to start to put themselves in a pretty good position against other teams in the NFC, especially when it comes playoff time.
Talk about it, Ray. He's flying. I see the wings.
Hey, hey, Baker Mayfield is going to do Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
He beats the team that he's supposed to, and then he doesn't. He doesn't on the team that he should.
It's like he forgot the gate code, right? When he was in Cleveland, the gate code was 6, right? And then he goes somewhere else. It's like every now and then he forgets the gate code. It's like, dude.
Right. Exactly.
Well, he'll be standing outside on this one, because I got Philly coming in, rolling hard and putting that run game, with quarterback included, and a little tush pushing. They come out victorious.
I think that's going to be that's a good point, Wayne. That's going to be a problem if Tampa Bay's short yard defense bites.
Hey, I was there in the first row at that playoff game with Philly Sports Guy right next to me in the end zone. Okay.
Yeah.
And we were happy for one play.
Yeah.
And we got on TV for that one play when the guy hit the tight end for the touchdown, and the rest of the game, Jamie, aka Philly Sports Guy, was dissolute and just he was miserable. He was a meme that week. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
I'm hoping. I think Jamie will be down here this weekend. I won't be. I'll be in Vegas. But redemption for my boy Jamie, aka Philly Sports Guy. I think they're gonna tear that fake pirate booty up.
Okay. Well, they may be looking for some shillings when they're done. You know, I think the big issue for me with the Eagles is not having A.J. Brown. I mean, that's a huge part of their offense. It's not there, and they need him back, whenever that is. I haven't heard if and when.
They got the twitchy, bony guy from Alabama that won the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, A.J. Brown not being there hurts, but and no pun intended on hurts, by the way. But the kid from Alabama that I thought would be like broken in half has actually turned out to be a redemption receiver for the Eagles, and they'll do just fine without. But they got a running back that they picked up.
That's right.
From the Giants.
Yep.
They're going to get Saquon and Barkley out of the stadium. They didn't have Saquon last year. And
no, it's
Saquon
true. But they had him against the Saints last week, and it hurt him. It hurt him. It hurt the Saints bad. Baker gets sold some Cheese Whiz insurance. Yeah, and you know who his agent is? It's Dak Prescott. All right. Let's see. New England going to go into where are we? Washington going to go into Arizona, and this will be an interesting one.
Shit right. I was about ready to change my hat.
Oh, well, we're getting there, Tex. Hang on just a second. We'll get to Coach B2 on this because the Patriots are moving on to San Francisco, but. Let's talk about this one first. The Commodores going to go into Arizona and play the Angry Birds Southwest. This is the Commodores team now that is kind of the Pittsburgh of the NFC. We don't really know what we've got. They went into Cincinnati, beat the Bengals. Nobody looked good that lost in week 1. So, you know, the only team that should have bounced back in week 2 that didn't was Baltimore, thanks to the Raiders. But everybody else pretty much has bounced back. so to speak, from a week 1 loss that was probably uglier than it should have been. But it's the Cardinals team that can put up points when they want to. They're going to need them this week against Washington.
Well, that's a toss-up to me. But I've got Washington edging the Redbirds out by a field goal.
By the way, our crew this week's Brad Allen, which is good news for the Browns.
Why is that?
Because 3 of the 4 officials on that crew hate the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, the back judge, Tyree Walton, that guy's got 4.2 speed. He can outrun some of the receivers out there. But he's a heck of a back judge. Chad Hill, Rick Patterson, Walter Flowers, Sarah Thomas. Not that they're bad officials. They're good officials, but
they're bad for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
They look good in black, not so much in the silver. Yeah. So congratulations, Cleveland. And I'm saying early, this is week 4. I'm saying when you look at the schedule, Brad Allen or Sean Ockley, one of those two is going to be your Super Bowl ref. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's my 2 cents right now. All right, Washington. Jay, Washington's going into Arizona and play Angry Bird South. Who you got?
I got who? I got not Arizona.
Okay, so you taking the Commodores?
Yeah, I got the guy. That's why do you think I was dancing, man? I tell you, Jaden Daniels it looks to be the
It could
real
be what
deal.
you're drinking. I don't know.
No, not that. Hey, this is my Arnold Palmer spill. So yeah, no, I ain't drinking yet.
Okay. All right. We'll put some lemonade in there. You can call it a Jim Palmer. All right.
22, baby. 22.
Ray, who do you like? You like Washington or Arizona?
Hey, Washington, man, they look damn good against Cincinnati, man.
They did. Of course, I think the 4 of us would look pretty good against.
Yeah, I'm going with the Commodore.
Okay. Yeah, I think the 4 of us would look pretty good against Cincinnati.
Oh, they're running up against a brick house. They're mighty, just letting it all hang out. Oh, brick house.
Is that another one of your bands? Or is that
That's
the Commodore?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Commodores. Yeah, same band. Oh, yeah.
Don't lay
Cool.
it back, and that's a fact. Ain't holding nothing back. Oh.
Next on NFL Live Top 40. Let's go to New England and Coach B as he goes into his former team goes into San Francisco and gets whipped by the 49ers. The 49ers, nobody wants San Francisco this week after that humiliating loss against the Rams. The Patriots got to go all the way out west through three or 4 or 8, 6, 9 time zones and play a 49ers team that is a little cranky right now. And they got this whole Bay Area thing going on there with the A's finishing up in Oakland over the next couple of days. I almost wore my A's shirt today. So the Bay Area is all kind of up in a spritz right now, and this is not an environment that New England wants to find themselves in on Sunday.
This schmuck wants to wear an A's shirt. He only looks good in stripes. He doesn't, you know.
You've never seen me in green. You don't know.
Well, trust me, your wife has seen you in green, and I know she turns green every time she sees you in colors other than black and white.
Well, that was supposed to be a secret, but yeah, thanks for letting all 3 of our internet listeners know about that.
Well, 4. Okay. We picked up another one.
Oh, yeah, we did. We got 4, yeah.
But yeah. Hey.
All right. Go ahead, B.
Well, I'm just biding my time.
Thank God.
Until
so how you liking inside the NFL now instead of coaching? You know, you should have been in Dallas with King Henry and all them. You guys would be racking up.
I'm waiting on it. I'm
you
waiting.
You may not have to wait much longer. You get beat by the Giants. You better pack your bags, buddy.
I'm waiting on McCarthy to lose his job and Jerry to give me the job that he should have given me years ago.
Well, but you needed Henry also, and you don't need Zimmer.
Well, I'll get rid of Zimmer. Don't worry.
We
don't need Zimmer when I'm there because I am the great coach Belichick. Remember, I already got my gold jacket. I'm just waiting on putting it on.
Send Zimmer to New York, and you can beat the Giants for a second time.
Ray and Wayne are cordially invited when I put on my gold jacket that I can have gentlemen of their caliber to present it to me, put it on, because those are the real Hall of Famers.
Well, Cool Kev says Pats win the trap game. Oh
yeah, I
my
saw
God.
that. Yeah. I don't know about that, man.
Woo. I think Cool Kev smoking the good stuff. I'll tell you what, if the Pats win that, he might have to win the whole holiday set of NFL Nation Live mugs.
I don't care about this game. I'm just waiting on the Dallas job.
New England wins the Seafood Bowl versus the Bay Area. Wow. Okay.
I got Niners in this one, though.
Yeah, Ray, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the Niners losing 2 in a row, even with McCaffrey out.
Yeah.
New England takes it on the chin.
Well, and New England's not scoring enough points, y'all. New England is 31st in scoring. They're ahead of Miami.
Wow.
They're ahead of Miami by a total of 7 points or 6 points. So, I mean, they're basically dead last in scoring. There's a 49ers team. It's number 10 in scoring, and that's after not getting it done against the Rams.
This is why he's an official. He says they're basically last. They're not last. Statistic. Look at the friggin' number.
Hey, when we throw flags, it just has to be
30,
close.
Get that friggin' flag out and throw it on yourself, because 32 is last.
I could, but I was called for holding.
Well, but I know you're holding, and your wife's still trying to find that out too. Okay, it's dead last.
No. That was illegal procedure. You got to get your calls right.
Well, I probably have better calls than you.
That's probably true. Speaking of which, they get the calls. The Chiefs going to go into LA, play the Chargers. This is a Chargers team that's all beat up after playing the Steelers last week. The Chiefs really should take this one. I mean, they got the refs on their side. You guys think the Chargers can pull the upset?
They will be. They will be upset.
I'm glad.
That was a good one. They will be upset at the end of the game. They're too banged up. Herbert goes down hurt again. So I've got the Chiefs and the Swifties in an easy one.
It just feels like the Chiefs are on a mission that every week when they go out there, they take it one game at a time. They're like, you can't go undefeated by losing a game, so let's just go out there and kick everybody's butt 1 week at a time. They don't seem to be looking ahead. They don't pay attention to what they did. They just seem to be very laser focused on the immediate task at hand. And no one seems to be able to crack the code just yet. Chiefs win by showing up. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you.
Who's the crew for that? Oh, Sean Smith. Okay.
The only way that the Chiefs lose that game is if the NFL conglomerate puts all of the money on the Chargers in an upset win. So
oh my God!
They could rake in.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head! I was thinking, if all the money is on. Oh my God! I was just literally sitting there thinking that, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to start that.
Yeah, see, again, I like. Wait, let me get my hands right. No, I like this guy because he thinks like me. There you go.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much betting advertising out there. That's not just fluff on the screen. Trust me.
No, right. Don't talk about fluffers. You're getting back into craft land.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Cleveland Browns gonna go into Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Based on the way that we played last week, we like the color brown because it mimics something else based on the way that we played. If we play like that again this week, Cleveland's gonna get away with one.
Well, let's hope.
The last win that we had that even mattered against Cleveland was in the 1980 playoffs. Thank you, Mike Davis. Since then, whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see what they're made of this week, but I'm taking the Raiders at home.
Yeah, well, we took the Raiders last week against the Panthers.
Yeah, I know. I'm a glutton for punishment.
I remember when Cleveland had against the Raiders, they had nothing but the one running back. His name Metcalf.
Yes.
The only player that was worth anything on that team at that time was Metcalf. Guy burned us for 4 touchdowns. Yes. We had one guy to stop. One.
Metcalf in sight.
That was it. They couldn't do it.
Boy, that goes
Metcalf had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. Was Don Cockcroft their kicker back then? See, Ray, I know these
probably.
No.
I know these things.
Metcalf came out in '89.
Mhm.
Okay, so Concroft
He was
gone by
long
then.
gone by then.
Croft and Stipe were long gone by then.
Okay,
Was it Chris Barr? Chris
yeah,
Barr?
actually,
I think it was Chris Barr. Yeah,
it was one of the bars.
Barr brothers.
Yeah, it might have been Matt because Chris played for Cincinnati before he played for the Raiders. It must have been
Yeah.
Matt Barr.
Well, I think the Bars played for the Browns at two different. I think they
They
both
could have.
Browns.
No, we
Yeah.
only have one. We only have one of them. Chris.
No Chubb and Garrett. No Chubb and Garrett. Is Garrett out or is he just banged up?
So,
The news that I heard before we went live was that he was just banged up, but I think
that was Garrett. I think that was banged
Garrett.
up.
Yeah, he was. I know he's
Yeah, the
limited in practice.
Yeah, he has a
Foot.
foot problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I hadn't heard anything on Chubb.
I'd like to think the Raiders
Chubb-
could win that.
Yeah. Chubb ain't coming.
No,
I'm going with the Browns until the Raiders decide to get their other side of their butts together.
Well, I tell you, the Raiders better win this week because this was a game that I wasn't planning on attending,
Oh,
and I am dragging my ass away from a hurricane. By the way,
yeah, right.
I don't blame you.
yeah, on Friday, providing that Tampa International's not flooded out,
Is that
I'm going to fly over for a weekend. It's only because I couldn't sell my Browns. Unless Ray, you want my Browns tickets for a good price? They only cost you about $1,500, but they're really set. But anyway, they're corner end zone. They're real. Like, remember where Thielen caught the ball? I was like right there. But if anybody wants them, otherwise, I'm going to the game, and they better not lose when I'm going to the game a second time. Because I'm missing the Steelers game. That will be the game I miss because of work. But I'm going to the Browns game. They better not friggin' lose.
until the Raiders figure out until they change their offensive coordinator, I'm not taking the Raiders on anything. Sorry, but
Wow.
Well, remember, it's not just Getsy. It's Greg and the offensive line.
well, I know, but Getsy doesn't seem to take any consideration that he's got offensive line problems with the play calls he makes. I mean, if they got offensive line problems, don't call the stupid plays that they're calling because that isn't working. The guy just seems to be 2 ears of corn shy of an acre.
Square peg in a round hole, gentlemen.
Well,
That's what I see.
I don't know.
It sounds like y'all having the same coaching problem that we having.
Pretty much.
Well, yours is better than ours, though.
Yeah,
I'd like to have your coaching problem.
yeah. I wouldn't be saying nothing.
I don't know.
Nah, you'll know Sunday.
Yeah. Well, you can come back on and do the Piggly Wiggly or whatever Kevin says you should do.
Icky shuffle. Yeah.
Icky shuffle, yeah.
Yeah.
Ray doing the Icky shuffle at the Chicken Ranch after the win. You know what? I wouldn't do the Icky shovel at the Chicken Ranch. I wouldn't do the Icky shovel at the Chicken Ranch.
Chicken Ranch is where you go to get chicken.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Talking about the Chicken Ranch, everybody says they need to go to the Bunny Ranch, but the Bunny Ranch is in Reno, and that's about a 7-hour drive.
Right.
And one of these days, I will actually make that trip when I'm really that happy and want to blow a bunch of money going side to side, and I'm just saying, going side to side.
Speaking of blowing it, Buffalo's going to go into Baltimore, take on the Ravens, and probably the game of the week in the AFC. Baltimore now losing to Buffalo, having already lost to Kansas City, is going to put them in a huge bind because even if they win the division, they're going to end up on the road somewhere now, assuming Bills and Chiefs make a pretty good or deep playoff run. This is a bigger game for Baltimore maybe than for Buffalo, although it still matters for both. Buffalo probably has a little bit tighter edge in the division because of the way the Jets are playing or might play, although that's a little speculative at the moment. But, hey, look, this is going to be a big one on Sunday night. It's a road game for Buffalo, if you will. It's probably a short train ride, if you will, or whatever, into Baltimore. Do you like the Ravens and King Henry and the crab cakes, or do you think the Wings are going to come in there, circle the wagons, and get their crab cakes to go? Oh,
I just
Ray's a bird lover, man. He's on Eagles, Falcons, Ravens, Cardinals.
I gotta go with the Ravens, man.
He's like chairman of the Autobahn here. He's like,
that's it.
Yeah,
get out of the way. Get out the way. Yeah, I got the Ravens at home. Yeah,
I think here's the deal. I mean, if the Ravens want to play, they're the football pick because the Bills' defense really isn't all that good.
Right.
But the Bills are putting up some points. So Buffalo's number 1 in scoring with 112 points. Baltimore's in there somewhere. Where are they at? They're 11th at 71. But
11's not 1. You keep looking at the what were you saying? They had the number 1 off, and it's right in front of you, you schmuck. Or wait a second, I need a hat for this. But anyway, a different hat because
that makes all the difference right there. The visor,
I know Captain Jack.
You and what's his name from the Patriots?
I better put at least one hat on, even if it's early. Okay, you're just ignorant.
Whiskey. Thanks for joining us.
You're looking at I know I'm a little early, but I had to put a hat on because Captain Jack was disrespectful, and you just ignorant. You're looking at.
Yeah, that's true.
I got Buffalo because they can score points.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why.
I don't blame you.
I'm just saying I got Buffalo because they can score points.
Offense wins games, defense wins championships. So Baltimore's defense really isn't all that good. I don't blame people for liking the Ravens at home, but I like the Ravens at home against the Raiders. They couldn't get it done.
They couldn't do shit.
No, they couldn't. And if Baltimore doesn't get the running game going, it doesn't matter. Bills are just going to outscore them.
Baltimore figured out how to use that Henry guy last week, but it was against Dallas.
That's right.
I think that was just a mistake. They figured it out.
Welcome back, Anna. Welcome back.
Hi, Anna. It's Whiskey Jack from Tennessee. How you doing there, darling?
Regardless if we beat the Browns, the Panthers' loss is going to hurt us for a while. Yeah, Panthers' loss is going to hurt us like into 2025.
We ain't going to forget that one.
Whiskey Jack is going to go into Miami and beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins are in complete disarray. I think if they lose this week, them and the Bengals and a couple other teams, Jacksonville could be on the clock. As could the Raiders. If they get beat, his clock's going to start getting busy. But I think Tennessee's finally going to get their first win.
Damn right.
I got whiskey in the boys. Down in Miami.
I'm sorry I walked on you, Wayne. I was a little premature, kind of like Kraft over at the Wild Orchid, and I didn't mean to step on you like that.
Walk on, brother.
No, I'm serious. I respect you too much. I got that. Remember, I got that shine waiting on you, brother.
That's it. That's all. Just get it to me, brother. I need it Sunday.
The shine is waiting.
You need to make it a double.
Ray, even though you're a Browns fan, I'll get you some shine when you come to Tennessee as well.
All right.
But we're going to win. It just matter. We're going to win. I got the right hat on for that, too.
All right. Well, get your Frenchie hat in because the Sea Chickens are going to go into Detroit to take on the Lions. The Lions wearing their dark jerseys, whatever they're doing, and their fancy helmets and all that. I don't think the Seahawks really give a crap. It's the Seahawks team that in the past hadn't traditionally played that well on the road, but the last couple seasons they've been doing a lot better. They got their work cut out for them this week, though, against the Lions team that is hell-bent on getting to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think this is going to end up being a physical game here.
Yeah.
Detroit is going to unleash that running game and test that Seattle defense. And of course, Goff is still Goff and what's the receiver?
St. Brown?
St. Brown? Yeah. They never get his first name.
St. Brown. Almost St. Brown.
I like Detroit's defense in this to finally put the lid on the Seattle's passing game. Seattle's defense is good. I mean, the Lions are going to have to show up for this one, but I just think they're going to be able to outscore them. Where is Seattle? Seattle is number 9 in scoring.
Right.
I got my victory, Sergal. Victory V57. Ray, if you need help, victory, get your V57 victory, Sergal. Victory, champion with Detroit Lions. It's no problem. They got an imbecile up there that don't know how to smoke correctly. He said that it's going to be a rough game. Oh, I got the rough game right here. Victory. Campion Detroit Lions is coming for our Super Bowl. The only thing that we got in it, we got the championship from the NFL when Bobby Lane was our quarterback. Okay, that's how to say quarterback. Anyway, Bobby Lane will spin over in his grave. When we win, we are going to win. This is our year.
Well, this says say the Browns have more championships than the Lions do.
Hey, don't say that.
I'm just saying.
Merde. That's a curse word, by the way. But
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, who do you like in this one? Do you like the Sea Chickens or do you like the Lions at home?
Lyon.
You know, the Lions are, I mean, top to bottom, they have a great team, but there's something about Seattle.
Yeah.
And like you say, the defense, I've always loved that defense. So, upset special of the week, Seattle.
Oh.
Interesting.
You
can't argue.
You don't like French food and French cuisine, and you don't like Jean-Paul Jacques.
Well, we like French fries. So, comment in there. Ravens made a mistake by letting Mike McDonald walk, and look what he's doing with the Seahawks. They're balling.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
That is very, very true. Well, that's a revenge game for Seattle. They're going to play lights out ball against the Lions. Lions better be ready to play.
I think they're going to have Geno running for his life, though, personally.
That's my concern. If they don't have an answer for Hutchinson and some of the defensive front four of the Lions, it's going to be a long day for Seattle on all fronts because he's not going to have time to get the ball down the field to Lockett or Metcalf or anything like that. They can run the ball and run the clock, but the question will be then, are they going to be able to have enough scoring? I think it could be a tight one.
Victory, Segal, V5, c'est bon. Victory.
All right. Cool. Well, Ray, any closing thoughts as we head into week 4 and your Cleveland Browns go to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that they can get some of their players healthy because we have a lot of injuries too, as does the rest of the NFL. But we need a couple of key players to come back this week.
It's tough. You've got another road game next week against Washington, right?
Wow.
Yep.
So it's let me take a quick look at your next rounds of games. You go to Las Vegas. You got 3 road games. You got Las Vegas, Washington, and Philadelphia. That's
ridiculous.
That's a tough one. And then you got 3 games at home before the bye, but 2 of those are division games. So you've got Cincinnati, Baltimore, and then the Chargers, who might be healed up by then. But the next 6 weeks for you before the bye is going to be isn't going to be easy. And then even on the back half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your last 8 are on the road. So, man, we
play Pittsburgh almost like 2 weeks apart or something crazy.
Yeah, you've got Pittsburgh at home. You go to Denver, and then you go to Pittsburgh. So you got Denver in between your 2 Steelers games. Right after Pittsburgh, you got to play Kansas City. Then Cincinnati, Miami, and Baltimore. So it's that's a tough schedule. So you need all the wins you can get. This is certainly one that you could get in Las Vegas. Washington, I don't know. Philadelphia will be a tough one. You can beat Cincinnati. I still think you can split with Baltimore one way or the other. But man, you got to go to New Orleans. There's some tough games in there. Not that they're not all tough, but this is NFL football. But that's a heck of a schedule, especially 3 road games in a row. And then a couple division games before the bye. Man, that's tough. But all right. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Week 4 should be fun. We'll be back next week to close the books on week 4. And guys, we'll be a quarter of the way through the season pretty much.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
Already.
That's how fast it goes once it gets here.
And we're going to turn the corner now officially into fall. We're going to play, October football. It'll be time to get the turducken recipes out. But remember, just because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October doesn't mean your team has to play like a bunch of.
Watch it. I got the right hat for that too.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you look good in pink.
Hey, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, you could be on Project Runway with that hat.
I was on Project Runway.
Yeah.
Stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, look,
You're looking
man,
fierce, man.
Enjoyed having you on, brother, because I knew you were going to bring that knowledge, man. Old school fan. That's it.
I love that. What does that say on there, Ray?
Think pink.
Okay, cool.
These are the ribbons they give out for Breast Cancer Month.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I still have my hat that has the pink ribbon on the back. So remember when the replacement refs, we didn't work week 4, which would have gone into October because the real refs came back, but we still got paid for that week, and they had already issued our hats for the month of October. Actually, they issued all of our pink stuff. So I still have, Crucial Catch. Yeah, I still have all my pink stuff still in the box, but never got to wear it. But anyway, it was still cool. So, all right, Ravens get too much buffalo sauce on the crab cakes. Well, we don't. That's not going to make that.
Yeah, normally that's even something I don't think I would say.
Yeah, I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't go there either. But
I'm touching that.
Amazing.
Right on. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this week for NFL Nation Live Week 4. Thank you very much to Ray for being on the show this week. Pleasure to have you. Your football knowledge, your history, and how you became a Browns fan, and some of that awesome memorabilia that sits behind you is a terrific story. Show Dog, yeah. And if you didn't hear the story, back this thing up to the very beginning, because that is football stuff that you just don't want to miss. So thank you very much for that and appreciate that. You're welcome on this show anytime. We'd love to have you on there. That said,
you can come by Captain Jack's show on Tuesdays. I'm starting to do like Tuesday wrap-up shows. So if you want to talk about because I had the Pantherettes on last night talking about the show. So because Peggy switched to like every other Thursday, I'm filling Tuesdays.
Thank you, Kim.
With with the show to have the hopefully, and that's if you have time. And if not, then there'll be a bunch of Raider fans there either being very happy or very pissed off. But you're obviously welcome to the show as well.
Cap, is your rap show only Raiders, or you do all the games?
No, I can't do all the games. That would have nothing. That would have nothing for Wednesday. Then come on, man.
I'm just saying, if you did all the games and on Wednesdays, we would just do a quick wrap. We wouldn't have to cover everything. But
no,
I just didn't want to step on what you're doing.
No. And by the way, remember, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks in about 2 weeks.
Oh man,
I had to let I'm sorry.
I know. Well, we'll definitely miss you for sure, but somehow we'll figure out a way to survive, right, Wayne?
You, Tex, Whiskey, Bill.
It's not going to be the same. I'll wear some hats, but it's going to look weird. I mean, I got my A's hat sitting right over here. I could get that, but.
Well, if you're going to pull out your A's hat, I'm going to do this one because
it's deserved. Phillies win the National League East for the first time in forever. Go Phillies, baby. Wow. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Well, they're rooting for the Brewers over here at my house, but, it's a Milwaukee thing.
Gotcha.
But this is NFL Nation Live. We can do Major League Baseball Live some other day. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Week 4 NFL Nation Live. We will see you next week. And enjoy the games. I'm looking.
We enjoyed you, Ray Prisby. You're a pretty cool guy for a Browns fan. You're a Raider Nation.
Yes, sir.
Copy that. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.